other question, if you can define for me, right? If I ask you, define Brazil, I'm not going to give you one word. I don't think it's
Thank
fair,
you.
right?
No, that's
I don't think it's fair. When people ask me, like, oh, give me a word from this country, I'm like, damn. So I'm going to ask you, give me 3 words, okay?
Oh my goodness.
I know,
It's so
but
difficult.
hey, I'm getting a little better for you.
You know, of course, Botos. I have to go with the Botos, right? Of course, I have to say the Botos first, and in really the entire ecosystem. So I'm going to go ecosystem second.
Beautiful.
Because yes, while the Botos are a part of it, the ecosystem is so much bigger than all of us and really includes so many things. And third, and certainly not by any stretch of the imagination, the last thing is the people. You know, my first time down here, I came down here with a handful of friends, and I left with friends that I will have for a lifetime that are Brazilians, and they are my friends and they are my family.
Even our eyes are getting.
Stop it.
I know.
Stop.
I'm gonna stop. No, even my eyes, because I know what you mean. Like, and when we leave abroad and then we connect with those people, and when we don't imagine ourselves without them, and then we have to go back to our lives. But I'm glad that you could, at least in this moment, you're coming back in March, you're coming back again like 3 more times.
I am.
Matter of fact, we're going to boat together.
We are going to go on a boat together.
So it's going to be beautiful. The other thing I want to ask you, and it's something that people ask me a lot too, is about the culture shock, right? In Brazil, there is a lot of difference with Americans, of course, and all over the world. But tell me 2 things that you loved about the Brazilian culture that you're like, oh, I would love to adapt that to US. And tell me 2 things that you actually don't like about Brazilian culture.
Oh, you're killing me.
But at least something that, okay, doesn't need to be something that you don't like, could be something that it's a little bit weird for you. You're like the parrot you mentioned to me today.
Sure. I'd love to tell you about the parrot. So, you know, I spend my time here in Manaus with this wonderful family, and in the morning when we're eating our breakfast and having coffee together, Brazilian coffee is enough to bring you down here. I noticed the first time I was watching TV, it's equivalent to our morning talk shows, and it's a little bit of news, it's a little bit of entertainment, it's a little bit of cooking, and I'm watching this beautiful woman speak on TV, and she has a talking stuffed parrot with her. That's her co-host. I loved it, and now I watch her all the time when I'm here. I don't know her name.
You know, I gotta.
But you do. I'm sure you do.
Ana Maria Braga.
See,
She's
I
a
love
beautiful
her.
presenter.
I love her.
In Brazil.
And the talking parrot.
I know.
I love it.
And his name is Loro. He has a name for
Loro.
it.
Love
He's
him.
great. I mean, people love
I
it.
hope to meet him one day.
That's you know, today we're having breakfast in the morning, and we're watching TV, and all those talks about Manaus, and people think there is animals inside the city going all over, and then Suzanne started mentioning to me, like, there is this parrot, which is kind of, I'm like, oh my god. So we came up to this. So do you have something else that is kind of, you're like, this TV show, or I don't know, some behavior, some culture behavior? I love culture behavior.
You know, one thing that I found very shocking is that Manaus, the city itself, capital of Amazonas, has almost 2 million people here. And people don't realize, and I love to tell this story about, a time that I overheard someone talking about soccer games that were taking place here in Brazil, and people were saying that in the United States that they could not believe that they built this huge stadium right on the banks of the Amazon, and they thought that the stadium was going to fall into the river, and and finally I had to stop. I said, no, Manaus is this big city. It's huge. It's a huge population, and people drive cars and they go shopping. Who knew, right? So, but here it is. Rainforest is right around the corner. But yeah, so it was shocking.
Safe?
Yeah, I think we're safe. I think the stadium will be okay.
Okay, for now.
For now.
You know, I hate to end this, and we're gonna keep it up March March, and we're gonna travel together, and I'll show US, I'll show Europe, I'll show all over the world about our country. Let's finish with two culture shock that it's not actually culture shock, it's something very awesome that in your culture you don't see it that much, but you saw in Brazil so vividly.
It's not so much that it's even so different from the United States, but when I came here as a foreigner and someone that didn't know what to expect, and sometimes I know listening to other people, you have some fears. You might have some trepidation of coming down here because you don't know what to expect. I could not believe how overwhelmingly warm and welcoming the people of Brazil were. And I mean, not only from your very populated city to the very tiny villages that I travel to far up the Rio Negro, and just far and wide, they are just so warm. It made me feel so welcome, and they are happy to share some red-tailed catfish with me and a Brahma, of course, and we dance with some great music, and it's just wonderful. It's just a great feeling being here.
That's awesome.
And I hope everyone gets to experience it.
I'm sure after watching you and all your passion, and we're gonna show them much more. But I really want to thank you for being here and sharing all your experience with us. I know it's a lot of feelings inside it, so I really appreciate that.
I appreciate
And I
you.
hope to see
Thank you.
soon.
We're going to travel together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Testando, que eu não preciso falar mais nada que não seja testando para vocês hoje. Testando.